The issue of trust has been coming up a lot for me personally and in the lives of the people that I work with. I mentioned before that I grew up in a Western Buddhist community under a Tibetan tradition. And I grew up with the notion, as taught by Buddhist teacher Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, that it's best not to trust. Perhaps this protects us from disappointment or from regret. But it's also really lonely not to trust, and Trungpa often spoke of his loneliness. We tend to think of mistrust as a flaw, something cynical or cold. But when we bring humility to it, we can see that placing our trust in others will inevitably sometimes lead to disappointment. So it's not about judgment or paranoia, it's about discernment. We can be compassionate and wise, knowing how sticky and valuable humans are. For years, the teaching puzzled me. Wasn't trust essential to intimacy, to love, to community? Over time, I've come to see that what Trungpa meant was that real trust can't exist without self-trust. While I believe that self-trust must come first, it's through relationships that we refine it. Because trust, like any muscle, is built 100% in the living field of connection. It's an emotion so much as a cognitive assessment, but it evokes huge emotion. When someone says, "I don't trust you," it can feel like an assault on our character. While we often focus on trust between two people, we forget that the foundation is self-trust. Self-trust is often the first casualty of failure, shame, or heartbreak. Rebuilding self-trust is an act of healing. It quiets anxiety, strengthens integrity, and anchors us in the confidence that we can rely on ourselves to make amends, to repair, and to begin again. When we're building our self-trust, we have to recognize that we are indeed going to make mistakes, but that trusting ourselves involves in trusting that we will self-correct, that we will reflect. We must navigate from our truth as opposed to externalizing our trust and navigating from the perception of someone else. We must always come back to trusting what's true for us. And if we realize that we had been mistaken because we are human and being human is messy, then we self-correct. We can't live our lives based on the promises and the perception of others. If you have any thoughts about trust and self-trust, I'd love to hear them. Please drop a comment below.